Heal your witch wound. Today I'm going to be elaborating on a video that went up on TikTok this morning on the 3 ways to heal your witch wound. And of the three, there's one in particular that, it really, every person decides based on where they are in their lives, but there's one in particular that it's the holy grail because of historically. So if you're new here, my name is Naima, and I am a power mentor. I am in the business of helping the original woman come into her full power and do the very forbidden work, the taboo work, and then really ultimately for us is allowing ourselves, creating the environments where we allow ourselves to enter the unknown so we can come to know the parts about ourselves that we sense but we don't know. And for the rest of our lives, we will crave to know those deeper parts of ourselves. And until we have an environment, a physical space with women who give full-on permission, you are one of those women, where the women in the room give a full-on permission to explore the unknown, because that's what we're doing at the end of the day. Whether you come through Heal Your Witch Wound product, whether you come through Shadow Gold, whether you come through us gathering in Atlanta in next month, like 3 weeks and 5 days. Where we're going is together in person, us creating the environment where this power that Black women keep talking about online. And also, I'm discerning between Black women and the original woman. There is a distinction. I'm not going to go into it now. But where the women in the room, the original woman, for most of us, the overwhelming majority of us, it will be the first time when we allow ourselves. And my job is to invite you into that. And you trust your system, your true raw system, your instinctive animal system that's hyper intelligent, knows that this is the place to come and do this. Like, this is the signature work that I've been doing for a long time. This is what I ran from for 2 years. And so just like those of you who have a mission and you're running from it and you're hiding from it, you too are going to be required to really submit to the highness in you and come into the environment that, when we talk about niche, this is hyper niche, the environment that I'm creating for us, whether we're online, offline. And so today, and also my products, the digital products are for all women, not just Black women, not just the original woman, they're for all women. And so what I'm going to be sharing today is for all women. I'm here every weekday at 12 p.m. Pacific, here on TikTok, here on Facebook. If you ever want to see the replay, because you can't be here, whatever, you go up into my bio on TikTok, there's a YouTube, and all the replays are uploaded onto YouTube, okay? So there's a video that went up. Let me say hi before I go on. Hello, everybody. Hello. Let me come on. Oh, it's right here. I can see now. Thank you for sharing the live, because you know what's up, right? Yeah, if you're here often, you already know what's up. Just go ahead and share the live, because we're getting ready to get into it. And what is it? So of the video that went up on TikTok this morning is the 3 ways to heal your witch wound. So you can come out onto the internet and be the face of your company with triggering topics, potent topics, dark topics, sexy topics, triggering, transformational, like the real liberation work, like true power. And so that video went up on 3 ways on how to heal that wound so you can come out of hiding and be the face of your company and sell your products and services unapologetically. And of the 3 ways that I shared in that video, there was one that I want to elaborate on, and that one is learning how to feel, because we're looking to embody. The way we really become unapologetic and confident is we embody. And most of you, I already know this because I'm working with women, and I have worked with women around the world for 12 years. Most of you who think you're feeling, who think you're moving it through, you think you're transforming, you think you're doing the work, you did some meditations, you looked at some videos, and you think you're doing it. And this is the trickery of how women have been hypnotized out of their own power, and we miss what's right in front of us. And I'm going to come over here at the minute and come look at comments, and I'll be doing that while we're here today. We will focus on our heart and our chest and the power of the heart. We will come into our solar plexus and breathe into the belly. And all this is important. I'm not undermining any of this. I'm just showing you how what's right in front of us, we will ignore it. And there are reasons why. We will come into our belly. We will activate communication with our soul. We will go into our minds and envision. And we have these elaborate, don't we? We have these elaborate visions, don't we? Oh my God, we have vision boards of the wazoo. We've been journaling for 20,000 fucking years. Women are fucking diabolical, multidimensional beings, right? And yet and still, how many of you take all the stuff that's on your vision board, all the stuff that you've been talking to your ancestors about, all the stuff that you've been putting up on affirmations on the mirror in the house and on the wall, all the shit that you've been bringing to the new moon to manifest under the manifestation moon, that you have been praying about, that you've been talking to your mom and your sisters about, that you've been dancing and creating mantras around, have yet to bring that shit up and through your pussy? Like, for real though. Like, to the point where you want to fuck yourself because you brought it so well up and through your body. This is part of how the church and men of old have separated women from the forbiddenness of themselves. Okay? The opening of the video says, the power that sits between your legs, dormant, that lives in your heart, that lives up your spine, is so vast and boundless and multidimensional, truly. We say multidimensional, and I'm like, do you know what that means? Anyway, so multidimensional, but we're not actually connected and embodied to the multidimensionality of ourselves. Because if we were, I wouldn't even have to do these videos. I wouldn't even have to do this work. It would be lived out in the world. People would be in line. The planet wouldn't look the way it looks. So where I'm going to focus today is what's required in really bringing everything that you fear and everything that you love that currently sits in vision but it's not coming forward, everything that you're working to manifest but is not coming, the who you know you are deep down that you're afraid to embody publicly. What's required for you to embody fully? Before I go on, hello, I want to say hi again. My Heal Your Witch program, it's a digital product. It's what you need to sign up for if you're going to take what I'm talking about today and put it into practice and have a tool that you can use forever. Again, if you are sincere about truly becoming a rare thing. Most women are not rare, even with everybody talking on the internet about how they a bad bitch. No, you ain't. Your bad bitch can be duplicated. Your bad bitch can be duplicated. All of us can get the weaves and the bags and the bodies, and we can fly and get on the flights and fuck with niggas and do the la-di-da and fuck around. That can be duplicated. There's nothing exceptional and rare about that. Okay? I know who to call right now to get my weave laid if I wanted it. Okay? I got the handbag. I got all the stuff. None of that makes me rare. None of that is what allows me to embody the power where I can get on camera like this and command shit. Create the content that y'all see on my page. Help women all around the world. Say what I actually mean. And that's what y'all want. Y'all want to sell y'all products and services. You want to make good money. You want to be unapologetic on camera and talk about the taboo, powerful, hot, healing, transformational topics related to what you're looking to sell. Yes or no? Correct me, darling. Listen, correct me, okay? They turned on the air. Feel good in here. Oh, it feel good in here. Hello, Petsy. Is it Petsy? Petsy. Hello, Petsy. Thank you for liking the live to me. Thank you for following Miss Naya. Naya, yep. Go ahead and share the live stream, you guys. If you hear on the regular, you already know where we're getting ready to go. It's powerful, it's potent, it's rare. Most women ain't never gonna come to their power, and we look, we don't blame them, right? It's a cost. It's a cost to play with real power. Just like it's a cost to live mediocre. We already know the cost for living mediocre, right? Miserable, you always feeling a kind of resentment that you live mediocre when you know there's so much more. Like we know the cost over there, right? It's just, right? And then what is the cost to really go all in on your life for real? What's the cost to put up boundaries that you lose certain things? What is the cost for telling the truth when you know telling this truth is going to shake shit up? What is the cost? And who do you know you are meant to be? Who do you know you're meant to be? Hi, Carolina. Thank you for following. What up, Layla? Who do you know? Who do you know you're meant to be? Okay, so there is a Bible, if you will, called the Malleus Maleficarum. Perhaps you've heard of it. Malleus Maleficarum. It is the equivalent of the Willie Lynch letter. Who here knows what the Willie Lynch letter is? And if you know what the Willie Lynch letter is, please tell us in the comments. The Malleus Maleficarum was basically a manual that was published by German monks and backed up by the church, supported and encouraged by the church, on how to capture, torture, and kill midwives, doulas, herbalists, teachers, healers, seers from the 13th to the 17th century. That's what the Malleus Maleficarum is. Who know? Can somebody put in the comments what the Willie Lynch letter is? And if you don't know, put I don't know. I'm gonna wait. I want to create context for where we're getting ready to go. I want to create context, okay? The Rich Voice says, same thing, but for chattel slavery. This is correct. This is correct. So the Willie Lynch letter was basically on how to control, tame, manipulate, and punish enslaved Black people during chattel slavery. It was a whole manual that was created, okay? Whether you believe that it was an actual thing or not, we know on some level it got out in consciousness because plenty of us know of it, okay? The Malleus Maleficarum is absolutely true. You can go to Amazon right now and an interpretation of it is up for sale because it was originally written in Latin when it was published in the 13th century, and it's been interpreted and written in English, and you can find it on Amazon right now, the Malleus Maleficarum. So during the 1400s, 1500s, 1600s, and 1700s, that's 400 years, okay? And this is a theme. I won't go into the theme of how this is a theme during chattel slavery. This is a theme during those 400 years I just mentioned. This is a theme during the Holocaust. This is a theme throughout the history of man, okay? So 1400, 1500, 1600, 1700. Women like us, like how I'm teaching right now, how I'm going into power and the body and the wisdom and the hyper intelligence of the woman, a woman like me would be killed. I'd be tortured. If I had a daughter, they would torture me in front of my daughter to make sure she felt fear of, I don't want to be tortured like my mom, so I will make sure I never let my power out. I will make sure I never speak. Sort of like how they would hang black men during chattel slavery. You see where I'm going with this? Okay. You punish them in front of people to train them, not to just train them in the moment, but to train their whole body, to train their unconscious mind, to train their cellular memory to forget, to go into amnesia. I don't know. No, I'm not smart. I didn't see anything. I'm insignificant. No, yeah, okay. Like that, right? As the Malleus Maleficorum said, we torture this powerful woman. And again, the powerful women were doulas, midwives, herbalists, teachers, leaders, influencers in the community, and women who were simply connected to the earth in all the ways that we are connected to the earth as earth. And so in the Malleus Maleficorum, like how Willie Lynch was a manual on how do you do this to these people? How do you dehumanize them? How do you train their brain? How do you train them? Because the whole goal is we can't just train them. We have to train their daughters and make sure their whole bloodline never knows who they are and remains in amnesia. Okay? So with the Malleus Maleficorum, the instruction was when you capture this powerful woman, if she has daughters and sons too, frankly, but particularly if she has daughters, because we're talking about the power that the woman has that the man doesn't have. We're talking specifically about the dormant power that lives between your legs, in your heart, and up your spine as a female person. The training in the Malleus Maleficorum was when you capture this powerful woman, if she has daughters, make sure you torture her in front of her daughter. Okay? Again, just like when an enslaved black man attempts to escape, attempts to create a group of people, attempts to try to teach the community something that we don't want them to know, make sure you hang him in front of everybody. Make sure you torture him in front of everybody. This is how you program humans. Now, I'm bringing this up about what they did with the women so you can understand why you are feeling so fearful and locked up in your throat when you're ready to come and speak online your content to sell your products and services with anything having to do with true power, true liberation, divine feminine power, erotic power, kundalini power, sexual healing, sexual transformation, activation of the body, clarity in the body, lightness of the body, clarity of the mind, knowing who you are. Why do you feel so fucking afraid of that? And you don't really know why. Most of y'all will say things like, well, I'm scared of being judged. Well, what is my mom gonna think? I don't wanna hurt anybody's feelings. Like if you wanna share a story, I don't wanna hurt anybody's feelings. I don't want people to feel like I'm exposing them. Like all of this. And all of that is surface. On a level, that is part of it. But I'm telling you now, as a woman, again, 12 years, I've been doing really deep transformational work with women around the pussy, its power, around the heart, its power, around the spine, the mind, soul of the woman and its power. And I'm telling you, all the reasons that you would give me that I can see coming a mile away, because I've been doing it so long, it is beyond that. It is beyond I'm afraid of being judged. It's beyond, that is surface. The real depth of it all is, will I be persecuted? The real depth of it all is, will I be ousted from the village? Because that's what happened to, we can go even further back than what I'm talking about. Will I be ousted from the village? Because being ousted from the village means I'm not connected to resources, because women, we commune and we bring resources together and make sure we're all taken care of and protected. And if I get ousted, where do I belong? And then that's going to have me end up all alone, dead and broke under a bridge. That is really what's happening deep down. Please know that. Thank you for following Funk Master P. A form of buck breaking was a method of creating an atmosphere. Yes, we know that. That's common knowledge. Tell us something we don't know. Okay. I am Andrew Morales. Hello, Andrew. Andrew said exactly. Follow me says I lied. Hi, Cynthia. It's Cynthia Baby. Follow. Thank you for following. And so, um, as I said earlier, I strongly encourage you today to sign up before the price doubles. Friday, the price is doubling for my Heal Your Witch Wound program. And if you are sincere about embodying, because watching me is nice, it's a nice low high. But if you're sincere about embodiment, where you no longer fear death, where you actually can stand in the face of anybody with your pussy on swole and not feel the need to go into amnesia and fake smiles and forgetfulness and doubting if you can, should you, you know, keeping your mouth shut for 3 more years, wasting life, feeling so unfulfilled on the inside because you're not saying what you really want to say, and instead you're ready to really be able to stand, like legs open, literally and metaphorically. This is open. You on the internet saying exactly what you are called to say. Called to say. And you are commanding money. You're commanding attention. You handle envy well. You handle admiration well. You handle money well. You speak articulately. You say what you mean around whoever. You have no problem erecting boundaries. You truly become rare. Most people will not become rare because they're not going to do the work that I'm encouraging you to do inside of my Heal Your Witch Wound program. You need to get it today. The price doubles on Friday. So let's go. Any questions before I go on? Layla said, I'm seeing that one of my issues here is not knowing my history whatsoever. Good. Layla, I want you to know that comment is a great segue into where we're getting ready to go. Any questions? I'm going to use that to segue us. Thank you, Layla. Any questions before I move on? Questions or comments? I hope Facebook can hear me good. Layla said, I'm seeing that one of my issues here is not knowing my history whatsoever. Very good. So, this is so lovely. Funk Master P says, as a mother, death does give me more pause than before. Understandable. I'm taking a moment to really feel into the, it's wordless. I'm going to give it words, but it's really wordless. The sweet, eternal ecstasy of being a full woman. It's plump. It's resource rich. So in using Layla's comment to segue here, Layla said, I'm realizing my problem here is I don't know my history whatsoever. You do. You fake amnesia. This is what women do all the time. We fake amnesia. I don't know. Now, we don't blame you because I understand how that came to be. Remember, for centuries, the way so many people think that what they think is natural order, it's because it's been this way for so long. And for it to work, vast numbers of people have to agree with it for a long time. When I say it, I mean the way the world looks today. It can only look like this if vast numbers of people agree with it. You get people to agree by training them and training their bloodline. So again, when you beat the mother in front of the daughter, you're training not only her daughter, but because it's in her cellular memory, she carries it, and all the children born after her walk around with the same thing. You wasn't around during the witch trials. None of us were around during chattel slavery, but somehow we have it in us as if we saw a woman be tortured in front of us. How so? Because the training happened centuries ago. So the amnesia, you've been trained to forget. And subsequent, okay, are you guys following where I'm going here? Are you following where I'm going here? Before I go on, just let me know. Are you getting it, or do I need to explain more what I just said? So, as you've been trained to forget at a cellular level, you've subsequently been trained to erect what we now call natural order and to agree with it. So you have been trained to agree with an upside down, out of order way of being and to believe that it's true. That's why as you start to wake up as a woman, as you start to wake up, which it can happen at any time in your life, when you start to wake up, you feel like you're going crazy because you look at what's going on in here, out here in the world, and the part of you that has been supposed to not remember, part of you that you're supposed to forget, the whole training, remember, you're not supposed to remember. Beat the mama and make the daughter watch, so the daughter never wants to be free and never dares to be free. Like, you're not supposed to remember. You're not supposed to know who you are. And because consciousness is moving at a rapid pace and people like me have gone through so many goddamn dark gauntlets to get here, bitch, ain't no way in the fucking world. So many gauntlets to get here, to be on camera like this, that everything that was supposed to stay down and quiet and repressed in you is being activated even just by being alive today. Even if you're not even looking at any of the content online, because it's becoming so thick in the atmosphere on earth, there's a disturbance inside of women because the fake natural order that's been placed upside down is starting to hit people at an energy level. So you start to wake up, and then you start getting active in your waking up, watching content like this and other people's activating content. You start to feel like you're going crazy because what you're remembering inside yourself, what you're sensing inside yourself, goes against what all these millions of people have agreed to for centuries. And who the fuck are you to be some broad in 2024 talking about, well, this is telling me something else? Bitch, we've been doing this for millions of years, and now your motherfucking ass want to come alive. Your one individual small ass want to come alive in 2024 and talk about this? Bitch, don't you know this is a sin, bitch? Didn't the church train your motherfucking ass? Don't trust your body, hoe? Bitch, your body belongs to the man, bitch. Like, this is the shit that drives women crazy. And the men, listen, I can't right now go all the way. Right now is not to go all the way over there. Thank you for following Kaiki. It is to get you to understand what Layla was saying about I don't know my history. You do know it. It's here, and you've been trained to forget it. Did I make that connection? Did I make that connection? Thanks, Kiki. Thank you for liking the live. Y'all, everybody here, did I make that connection? Okay. So you may notice in yourself, or you may even notice in other women, whenever you ask any kind of penetrating question, a real question that has to do with her womanhood, that really has this personal with her, the first answer is often, I don't know. I've been working with women for years. Ask a woman a penetrating question, especially if you ask her in front of people. I can almost guarantee, like 8 times out of 10, she's gonna say, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's our go-to. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. That's what I mean by faking forgetfulness. And we actually know we're lying all the time. Women are lying all the time. They just don't look at it as a lie. See, we think a lie is intentional deception. We think a lie is like saying something untrue on purpose. Most people only see a lie in that way. When I say a lie, I mean when you know, but because you're afraid of the consequence of saying what you know, you say, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. This is what I mean. Kiki said, yep, deep down they do. Women know. And if we were to really start moving like we know, the way we actually know, oh my God. Do you know the level of the men would call us crazy? I did a live stream with Iris. You guys are going to hear. Who's that? Dana said, playing small to remain hidden. Exactly. The way we'll smile, the way we'll act coy, the way we'll change our voice. Hi. All of it. All of it is training. All of it is training. If we were to restore natural order for real, half the men on the planet would become extinct. They wouldn't get no pussy. No woman would want to be bothered with them. If we were to really restore natural order, shit, half the people on the planet wouldn't even be born if natural order was really going on. So anyway, I brought Iris on. Iris, you guys are going to meet. For anybody here who comes to our gatherings in Atlanta, who here has been seeing my content on Women Gods Gather in Atlanta, March 16th, 17th, and 23rd. If you've been seeing the content and looking at it, put ATL in the comments. I just wonder the connection here. Thank you, KT. Layla said, yeah, I know I do these things for sure. Yeah, so many women do. Somebody said, who's this? Miss K said, yes, just heard this in meditation. Stop lying to yourself. It's so common. Before I go on, thank you for liking the live rushing. Who here has been seeing my content on Women Gods Gather in ATL? Kiki, okay. Y'all share this live stream right now, please. If you are finding value in what I'm sharing and you want others to see it, please share this live stream right now. Hey, Groovy. Good. I'm glad. Oh, there's many, Kiki. It's not just one. I just wonder, because there's all this content about you put your content and then lives do this and people see this and I just wonder how much of that is actually working for me. Thank you for sharing the live, Allie. Thank you for sharing, Layla. Thank you for sharing the live, Felix. Thank you for sharing the live, Kiki. So last week, I brought on Iris. Iris, you're going to meet in Atlanta. For those of you who come to Women Gods Gather for that hot transformation that happens when powerful women gather and there's full-on permission and love in the room. Thank you for sharing the live, Groovy and Co. So for those of you who are looking for that, you want change at a physiological level, and you want to really transform the woman you are, you need to come to Atlanta, March 16th, 17th, and 23rd. You can get your tickets with the link in my bio. Look at it seriously. And if you can't make it to that, definitely sign up for Heal Your Witch Wound today before the price doubles. Iris is going to be in Atlanta, so I look forward to you all meeting her and experiencing her. Iris is 63 years old. She came and joined me on God Power Live last week, and she talked about her mom and her grandma, particularly her mom, who was born in 1945. And Iris talked about, at that time, a husband, if he didn't like how his woman was acting, his wife, his woman was acting, he could have her committed to an insane asylum. I don't know if they called it insane asylum at that time, but the nut house. He didn't have to give an explanation. He just, she needs to be in a nut house. And it was done often. Iris said it was done often when the women didn't behave the way the men wanted them to behave. She said domestic violence wasn't even, women didn't call the police for domestic violence issues because they already knew that the man was considered the head because natural order had been turned around, blah, blah. And remember, please notice, I just said Iris's mother was born in 1945, not 1545. 1945. My mother was born in 1960. When was your mother born? We're not talking long ago. That men could have women committed to insane asylums just because he didn't like the way she acted. So that was happening in 1945. And we already know what I've already shared here for centuries, what has happened to women. We know what has happened to black women, you know, from the 1600s, shit, we can even say until today, depending on the conversation we're having. And how much support there is. Like all of that data, we're talking about millennia, thousands of years to support why you play small, why it's so easy for us to play small, why it's so easy for us to go into amnesia, why you need to come to Atlanta, because the thickness of the permission of freedom, it is so easy for us to forget. Like you're gonna leave here today, you might be a little high, but let your ass get into a hot situation, an intense situation. Oh God, it's just so easy to, it's so easy to clench and tense and go into forgetfulness and to, it's so easy. So how does a woman really begin to change this at a level where, and I want to say this again, and I keep saying this because I can tell women just, they will get there. Because I remember in 2019, the end of 2019, when I first came out talking about power, and when I had, finished collapsing, I had finally stopped running because I was running for my power, like I said, for a couple years hard. And when I finally gave myself over to it and I came out toward the end of 2019, I just felt like, I felt so foolish because I felt like nobody was getting what I was saying. And it's because the consciousness was coming. It wasn't ready yet, but it was coming, like how we're in 2024 now. So we're talking 5 years later. So much of what I was saying then, women are coming into now. But then things I'm saying now, it's like things that don't even come out of my mouth yet because they're not ready for people yet. There's just so much more. And what I'm getting ready to say is time to be said. Hear this. You might not really get it right now, but maybe you'll get it in a year. One, most women don't actually want their full power. Okay. When you are in full power, you're in possession of yourself, right? So most women don't actually want their power. And the work that you will do, whether you buy a digital product from me or you come into Shadow Gold and we work together, or you come to Atlanta, whatever, the work that you're going to do truly separates you and makes you an exceptional woman. It really brings you into the power that we were tortured for a long time ago. So I just want to put a disclaimer on this that, like, if you want a man, I don't know what your status or whatnot. If you want a man, if you want a normal life, my work is not for you. Because most men won't want you romantically. You'll actually become much more esteemed naturally. You'll become much more esteemed because men are actually sort of like there's an instinct in the man to serve the woman. It very much is there. And the problem is because so many women are out of their power, it confuses men. We don't even realize how much our beingness is influencing men all the time because we've been trained to forget and blah, blah, whatever. So, one, if you want a normal life, I want a man, and like, the basic stuff that women talk about online, um, you, the work you will do over here will not do that. The work you will do over here will really separate you from other women. How so? One, the average man won't want you in the typical way that we've been trained to be in relationship with males, where they come in as like the Lord of sorts, as the daddy of sorts, and provides and protects. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with this. If you want it, okay, there's nothing wrong with any of this. If you want it, I just want to put this out here, so I'm clear. um, you there's a high level of self-respect that happens, and people just naturally react to your self-respect. So, for example, a lot of men bow to me, depending on where I am, depending on how I'm dressed. Men bow. Okay, there's a head nod, and I get bows. Okay, most men are not going to be like how y'all want. A lot of women want that, like, Prince save me, oh little girl gone. And listen, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that feeling of a little girl in you, and role playing, and the enjoyment of that, because there is an enjoyment of being a little girl and daddy takes care of it all, and we know it's a role play. Okay, it's a visiting a world momentarily, and so if you don't want the responsibility of your power, this ain't for you. If you don't really want to know who you are, and you love being afraid and hanging out there, this is not for you. If you're looking to get social approval and fake power, this ain't for you. What else? I mean, this is like true, sincere. This is not like true, sincere. This is true, sincere power, and you will be exceptional as a result. Okay, which means you'll be able to get online and command like most women cannot. You'll be able to. You'll really be able to protect people, protect yourself, and protect other people. You'll be able to create in more powerful ways the things that live in you right now that feel too big for you right now. Like you have these visions and dreams, but you don't feel like you can handle it, sustain it. You don't feel like who you are is capable enough. Like all of that power will wake up so that you can bring forth your big visions and they don't feel too big for you. So if you want to activate that power, my work is for you. And then later, as I said at the beginning of our time here today, for the original woman, there's a permission in the room that's going to really open up the power that is so foreign to us, because there's what you might call planetary power. That's the word that's coming to mind. Planetary power, so like manifestation power, that's, let's call that basic power, right? Basic manifestation power. And then there's black hole power. Years ago, I started talking about how when the original woman starts to come into her power, that is literally going to tilt planet Earth. Like literally, it's going to tilt. That power is beyond normal, basic planetary power that's accessible to all humans. Now that's advanced, but obviously that was ready to come out. So there you have it. Okay. How about who's this? Kia, tell me, what is your definition of fake power, and I'll tell you if you're correct or not. Because there's different ways to exhibit fake power. Lying, the whole duplicatable bad bitch online. And one could argue, wherever is fake power is arguable. There's a good definition right there. If it's arguable, it's a version of fakeness. If it's incontrovertible, it's the real deal. So since you're looking at manipulation and control as automatically bad things, you are manipulating yourself all the time. Do you wear makeup? Do you hold good posture in public? All of that is manipulation. So I don't think you mean manipulation. You mean something else. Funk Master says weaponized incompetence. Yeah. Um, Weaponized incompetence is a tool to get what one wants. So fake power, anyway, is what I just said. Okay, fake power is anything that's arguable, any kind of assertion of power that's arguable. The power I'm talking about is incontrovertible power. You can argue it all that you want, but it stands century after century. It stands no matter the season. It stands no matter who's dealing with it. It stands. It stands. Somebody said the live is glitching. I missed somebody. Layla said, I want to live a fulfilled life, one where I want for nothing. What is your definition of fake power? Thank you for following, Mel. Layla said, why am I feeling like if I want that, that's a version of thinking small? If you want what? Thank you for sharing the live, Kia. Hello, Miss Lolita. I was talking about Iris, Kia, when I talked about 63, but my mom is 63 too. Somebody says can't see or hear audio yet. I can type. Kia said wealth is meaningless if everyone is wealthy. Power is meaningless if everyone has it. You are intrinsically wealthy. I guess you're talking about money when you say wealth? That's probably what you mean. So what my Heal Your Witch Wound is going to help you do is take particularly all of the things that you run from, lie about, forget about, have forgotten about, like I think it was Layla who said, I don't know my history. You want to know your history? Do you want to really know it? I don't mean you know it because somebody put it in a book. I mean you know it because it came through you, because of the work that you do inside of Heal Your Ritual. If you know that you have forgotten things because it feels dangerous to know things. Because like a woman messaged me the other day, she said that she's hyper vigilant around her power, like she wants to come and do powerful content for her products and services. She's hyper vigilant though around getting on camera and speaking truth. And she said people don't like her knowing things. Again, because when you know things, you're supposed to be small. This is the training of women. This is why they tell you to play dumb with men. They tell you to dumb yourself down and play dumb. Because the fucking natural order is it's not fucking natural order. What the fuck you mean play dumb? What kind of God shit is that? Play dumb because you don't want to hurt the male ego. Well, because we out of fucking order. That's why. If we was telling the truth, half of these fucks wouldn't be here. So now women are like this woman messaged me talking about people don't like that she knows so much. I've had people tell me, you know too much. Oh, and this is natural order. It's been like this for thousands of years. Well, bitch, wrong for thousands of years. And so was chattel slavery for hundreds of years. So did that make it right? The witch hunts was hundreds of years. Did that make it right? And so if you want to get over this fear, like this woman has I'm scared to come out and share what I know because people tell me I know too much, and that's linked to being tortured and killed. Okay? And so I'm teaching you, begin to teach you, because this is introductory. This is not the full Monty. If you want the full Monty, you need to come into Shadow Gold, and Shadow Gold is $5,000. You can buy that right now with the link in my bio. If you're not ready to go full on, Start at the $97. Heal Your Witch Wound is $97, and the price doubles on Friday. Correct. Money doesn't make you have power. It lets you. It's a tool to use to help amplify what you're doing. That's for sure. Let's put this shit in perspective. Money is a great amplifier. That's what it is. April is an amplifier. Hey, April. Money is an amplifier, right? So, like, if you want to take your mom to Hawaii, and you got money, you gonna take your mom on a nice ass trip to Hawaii, right? So, this being afraid to be big, because essentially what it is if you're afraid of people, if you're afraid of knowing too much, you're afraid of expressing what you know. You're afraid of coming out and being big and commanding attention, because attention means some kind of persecution. Attention means attack. Attention means envy. Attention means the evil eye. Attention means whoa. Like, that's what's going on an unconscious level. If you want to get over that, and $97 is what you can do to start with, you are smart. You are self-loving to buy Heal Your Witch Wound today. Does anybody have any questions about Heal Your Witch Wound? Does anybody have any questions about this content? Because what I began to talk about here today about bringing it up through your pussy, when I say it, I mean all the things that you fear, which will then bring about all the things that are repressed in you right now that you can't even identify and vocalize because you haven't woken them up enough yet. Because why would you, when you're programmed to be in amnesia and to play small? Make sure you appear smaller than the man. I mean, this shit is so thick. This shit is so thick and dense. Sensa said, how did you start this journey? Being born? No, I was, well, that's true, being born. I was also, my mom said raising me was like trying to wrangle an angle. So this is my divine purpose. Like, I was born for this, okay? So I've always been, since I was a teenager, I was like, this is fake. I was like, and I did, if you go to the top of my TikTok page, I did a video on this. It's like 10 minutes. And I talked about how when I was like 15, I would look out at the world and be like, no, this is not, somebody did something here. This is lies. And so my whole life has been, so much of my life has been a resentment of the fact that I'm expected to cooperate, and if I don't, then I'm the problem. Wait a minute. Because I don't easily agree with this fake ass system, I'm the problem? Wait a minute, what? Don't even. Groovy and Co says, I definitely have a fear of being seen, although I'm not sure where it stems from. Where do you think it stems from? Where do you think it stems from? Let yourself know right now. Sensa says, same. That's why I asked. LOL. I question everything. Girl, question. Get into it. Thank you for liking the live, Tiffany. That's why you on here asking. Girl, get your ass up out of here. So you ain't got none. You know what you sound like? A nigga asking what you bring to the table. Go on, girl. Girl, I'm changing people's lives. You better go on about your business before you get yourself and your whole bloodline in trouble. Y'all want to be able to handle folks like that? This is what Heal Your Witch Wound is going to help you do. It's going to help you be who you need to be with men, your children, your mama, folks in the public who want to come in your comments, all that. Any other questions? Are we done? I'm here every weekday, 12 p.m. Pacific, on TikTok and Facebook. If you're ever unable to be here, remember you can catch the replay by going to the link in my bio on TikTok and clicking YouTube, because the replays are taken from Facebook and uploaded onto YouTube. Heal the Witch Wound is the name of the digital product, Beauty. Beauty! Hi, Cher. What does NRG stand for? I'm glad you found me too, Funk Master P. Funk Master P. Y'all know about Atlanta? Who here is seriously thinking about coming to Atlanta? For Women Gods Gather. Play. Ooh, transformation. We're going to be playing alchemical games. We got a nice loft. I was speaking to the guy the Airbnb host, and I was asking for more pictures, and so I got a chance to see the kitchen fully. It's great lighting. They have really good reviews, and I think I'm pretty good with choosing Airbnb. I've been doing it for years, choosing quality ones. And it's bright. We're near like action, So this is going to be a really potent Women Gods Gather in Atlanta. Is going to be so potent for moving you. Like, a lot of us are sluggish. We've been doing a lot of inner work by ourselves. And so we're sluggish. We spend too much time online. We're in our own head. We want change. We want more power. We want to get over fear of ruining our reputation. We want to develop our godhood. We want to get clear with our voice and our message and have viral TED Talks and do all these wonderful things. But we still hold on to so many lies, conscious and unconscious. We're still afraid of being unloved, of being rejected, of ruining a reputation, of no longer feeling superior, because part of how we stay out of our power is we stay separate, and then so we can feel like I'm more important, I'm smarter, I'm more spiritual. And then even though the ego loves it, our deep selves are so alone, so we never get to the fulfillment. So what Atlanta is doing is it's so hot because we're going to be truth-telling. We're going to be physically touching each other with love and attention. We're going to be witnessing each other, all eyes on you, inside of a beautiful space, because the environment matters. The beauty of the environment matters. It's high ceilings, lots of bright light, all day Saturday. I think we get together at like 1 or 12, and we're together until about 8-ish. We're going to have a meal and the catered, that's all to nourish your skin and your hormones and your being. And so it's going to be so hot. It's going to be feminine play, sensuality, truth, full-on permission. Oh my God, full-on permission, pussy power. And the heat and the vortex is going to dissolve so much of the way some of y'all in here thinking, and the way you just can't get yourself to do it, or you're in your own little world by yourself in your living room, sort of like same old, same, ugh. And you want to get out of it, but it's just you, and you need the power of the collective with full-on permission, where your permission to get it wrong, look bad, cry, fall out, take your clothes off, get hot, be messy, be smelly, all that. This is what I mean. Like, this is exceptional. Like, most people don't have this. They're not doing this. They've never seen this. So what I'm doing for you all right now, don't you want to do this for your people? Like, don't you want to help people in a way that's raw and real, that activates people, that shakes people loose and free? This is what you do when you sign up based on what you're called to sign up for. Funk Master said, that sounds invigorating. Oregon feels like a vortex. Oregon? What kind of vortex? Thank you for sharing the live share. Your YouTube looks like a gold mine. I'm excited to watch. It is a gold mine, and I'm excited for you to watch. The The link is in the bio for everything. Everything I'm talking about, the links are in the bio. Heal Your Witch Wound, Women Gods Gather in Atlanta, Shadow Gold, and anything else. It's all there. Right on, share. Kiki said, I'm going to do what I can to get there. Very good. And of course, always, everyone, feel welcome to DM me. You were an oops child, huh? They all pushed me to be one. One what? Thank you for following, Sharice. Thank you for liking the live mirror. So, who's going to be signing up for Heal Your Witch Wound today? And other than that, if there's no more questions, I'm going to go. Who's buying Heal Your Witch Wound today or has questions about Heal Your Witch Wound? Cher says she's going to look at it now. Good. Kiki said me. Right on. Once I see, so there's been purchases through the weekend, and what I want to do is I want to hear from you, specifically those of you who buy it today or this week. But today, I'd just love to be like, oh, that's Kiki. I remember her, etc., etc. Beauty said, "Is that an ebook or an entire course?" So it's not finished. It's being created right now. So what it's looking like right now is going to be a culmination of a video or two and some PDF or a PDF, video or two. And this could change because what's happening is, as I was getting ready to say, I like to create digital products based on people's real problems. Now, when you go to the page, you're going to see already what I'm including in it. But what I like to also do is talk to you all like this. And then particularly in my DMs for those of you who buy it. So I want you to buy it. As soon as we hang up here, buy it. Then go into my DM and tell me your specific pain. And I want you to tell me the real nitty gritty. Because what I'm going to do, particularly if I think it's universal, and I'll tell you, I'll respond to you and I'll tell you, yeah, I think this is universal, this is good. And I'm going to bring it into the product and really elaborate on it. I really teach in nuanced ways. And then also a question or problem that you pose, or even a desire that you pose. Naima, I bought this course, I bought this digital product because I want to end the fear of making more money than my mother. Like that used to be a fear of mine. Naima, I bought this course because I want to know that I can create a business and make good money. And I'm afraid of my voice. I'm afraid of who I am, right? I want to hear from you like that in the DMs after you buy Heal Your Witch Wound, or even Shadow Gold, right? Shadow Gold is already done. It was created last year. So, but I still want to know. I still want to know what your specific problem is and the real one. Like, don't bring me no simple. Bring me the real problem. Bring me the thing you've been paralyzed around for years. The thing that you have shame around. The thing that you like. When I transform this, I just feel like my life is going to take on a great meaning. That I'm really going to be able to live full if I really get this one thing resolved. Or I have had this desire for 17 years, and it is time for me to become the woman who can have this thing. That's what I want to hear from you in the DM after you buy Heal Your Witch Wound, because if it's universal, meaning this, I hear women saying this all the time, I'm going to put it in the program. It's not necessarily a course, it's more like a product, and it's being made up right now. So it could be 4 videos, it could be 1 video, right? And then PDF or something else. So it's going to be a dynamic. It's already looking like something I've never done before. So there you have it, digital product. Share. I want to, if you buy Heal Your Witch Wound today, I want you to DM me, what about shame? What about abandonment? And like, why is that important? What are you looking to do? What are you looking to have? What are you looking to be? I want specifics, and you'll get to it. Who muted who? Is that for me, Kia? The thing about being muted, or is that just somebody else? All right, Groovy and Co. I see you. And when you buy it, everyone who buys it, it's going to drop, it's going to deliver into your email inbox Saturday morning, 5 a.m. Pacific. That's when it releases. So it's still being created. Everyone who has purchased it, it will drop, it will be delivered to your email inbox on Saturday at 5 a.m. Pacific. Okay. So I'm excited for those of you who are going to get this. I want you to keep in touch with me as you're going through it. Whether you want to DM me about how it's going or you want to comment on one of my content videos on TikTok to share, however. But it's going to be really, really good. And it's really important to me that you all get results. And I'm looking to make bigger impact. And so the bigger impact really comes when all of you individually start making changes. And then you'll prove if you're ready to go forward with me. Because after you go through Heal Your Witch Wound, and you have it forever, so you're going to go through it more than once, and you're going to apply what's in there. But what happens is when you start applying this material, you get ready for next. And then for those of you who are meant to stay in the orbit and do the next thing and do the next thing and become more and more, and then come in bigger, higher, stronger, more powerful ways, I look forward to that too. This is so much bigger than Heal Your Witch Wound. Heal Your Witch Wound is just an introduction. It's just an introduction. And if you are at this level of readiness, enter here. Yes, all women are witches. Even if they reject it, they deny, they abandon it, all women are powerful. All women are powerful. You have a pussy, you're powerful. You got that energy, you're powerful. All right, beauties, I'm out of here. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Thank you so much for sharing the live. So many of you shared the live stream. Thank you so much. Yeah, you can DM me, Kiki. Very good. Again, I'm here every weekday at 12 p.m. Pacific. So remember, I'm on both. If you ever want to watch a replay, you can just go on over to YouTube because all the replays from Facebook are uploaded onto YouTube. Never hesitate to DM me questions, okay? About any of this. You see any of my content on my wall that's like, what? Huh? What about, can I? What do you think? Da, 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 da. Always feel welcome to DM me your questions, okay? So there's so much more to come. We have work to do, and you are powerful beyond measure. You're so powerful. Like I told y'all earlier, you're so powerful. So many women don't even want it. It's like most people don't want a treasure trove of gold. They might want it in theory, but most people do not want you to go deliver a treasure trove of gold to their house. You know what I'm saying? So while women have this vast power that's incontrovertible, so many of them prefer to be in forgetfulness and under a man and small. And guess what? We love them too. We don't blame them. Whatever is the path they choose, that's theirs. Okay. Thank you, Divine Finesse. Nice to connect with you as well, beauty. You're very welcome, Groovy and Co. You're welcome, Layla. All right, y'all. Lots of love. For those of you who will be here tomorrow at 12 p.m. Pacific, I'll see you tomorrow. And I'm getting ready to go check right now to see who bought Heal Your Witch Wound. So I look forward to connecting with you over with that too. Bye, y'all. Thank you for all those hearts too.